Hey everybody, this is Scotty with Sketchy's Garage, and today we're going to do a little bit of spot priming. I don't know if I'll show you the actual footage of priming it, but I'll show you a technique. It works very well, and hopefully it'll make a lot of sense to you. Let's take a look at the panel, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay guys, when we come in here to spot prime this, uh, most people would think just come in here, run it over a spot, put 3 coats on it or so, and think that we're good. The only issue with doing that is if you put 3 spots or 3 coats right here, the filler is going to suck some of it down, and it'll create a little low spot in your prime job, and then you got to finesse it out. And when you go about finessing it out, what ends up happening sometimes is you'll get a little bit of a low here and a little bit of a low here. So what I like to do is I like to come in here and I put me 1 coat around the filler, let it flash off, and then I'll come back and put me another coat to about the outside of where my last sanding was, or the feathering is out, where we work this area basically. I'll let that flash off, and then I'll come in on my last coat. I'll come in and put it out past everything. And what that lets me do is the first coat gets sucked up by the filler. The second coat kind of levels this area out. And then the third coat gives me enough material to work everything down to get it all nice and level again without creating a spot here or a spot there. If you're new to body work, you've probably ran across this before. So if you're having that issue, just give this technique a try, and let me know what happens for you. All right, guys, before we actually take and prime this spot, I like to always wipe my panel down. I use alcohol. You can use alcohol, wax and grease remover. They make a prep stuff. You can use glass cleaner. It's I've always had the best luck with alcohol. I used to use wax and grease remover, but I'd get fish eyes here and there, so I kind of got away from that. It's pretty easy. All you do just put a little bit of alcohol in a rag or paper towel. Come in. Just make sure you pull any dust off of it or anything that was up in the air. See, it had some stuff on it. Take and fold your rag over. Come back and hit it one more time. And then right before I actually spray it, I will take a tack rag and tack rag it off just in case anything that's up in the air kind of floating around that lands on it. The tack rag will take care of that, pull it off. Just hopefully make it a little bit cleaner for us. I'm gonna go mix up the primer and I'll get back with you guys. All right, guys. It's important with your tack rag to open it up and let it sit out for about 30 minutes or so before you use it. If you open it up and use it directly out of the package, a lot of times it's got like a residue on it. And when you go to lay it on the panel, it'll leave a little spot. And then if base hits it or primer hits it, it'll just lay there kind of funny. So it's always good to let your rag sit out for about 30 minutes before you use it. Just want to go in here, just kind of wipe the whole panel. The reason why you want to wipe the whole panel is just in case you got anything, like say we're way down here and got something on it. With the air coming across with the gun, it's able to kick it up and make it land in your panel. So just try to get your panel nice and clean. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get the prime. Okay, all we're gonna do this first time is just come in here and put a coat over the filler spot. Pretty easy, pretty handy. Now would be a good time to take and look down it, make sure it looks like it's good and smooth and good and flat. Looks pretty good. We'll let that flash off and we'll come back and put a second coat on it. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and put our second coat. Let's see, we're going to step it out a little bit further than we did last time. Once again, we'll take and kind of sight it, see if we can see any ripples or anything in there. Just when it's wet, it's easy to see what everything's looking like. We're going to let this flash off, and then we'll go ahead and hit it with a third coat. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, guys, we're going to put the final coat of primer on it. As you can kind of see, this right here is kind of the outer shadow of the last prime. We're just going to run it out just a little bit further this go around and let it all melt in. Like always, take and kind of sight line down. We're looking pretty good. We'll let that dry for a day or two, and then we'll come back and block sand it back out, and it should be ready for paint. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Click the like and subscribe button. You guys have a good evening.